Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. Um, the When I start the recording, a little box will jump up sometimes. You got to click to get rid of that, and then you're good to go. So we start this class same way we start our Monday class, sitting at the front edge of your chair, pelvis plugging into the earth through the chair, and the legs. So it's almost like we're like a tripod to start. We have two legs connecting and we have a chair connecting. This is our primary, these are supporting. But the value of that is we get to practice, and I'm going to mute everybody. And if you have questions of any kind, you can always unmute at any point. So the value of the chair is we can't fall from the chair. We can, but it's less likely. So we can practice all the pelvis, spinal, head, neck, shoulder posture that is what we want to then have when we stand up. We want to have all that set in place so that when it's time to do our Tai Chi, we're shifting and moving and turning and exploring some of these interesting practices, right? But inside, we have to have this set position. So if we're postured like this or our back is like that, and then we're trying to do movement, it's kind of a mess and it can be exhausting, can be painful. So this opening bit of chair joint mobilization work is to set the table. Each body part is a relationship that can be appropriate and ideal or less appropriate, less ideal, and even injurious, even a bad relationship, right? If my head is like this, I have a bad relationship between my neck and head and the nerve flow through these areas. And usually, sadly, as we age, and if issues like Parkinson's kick in, those relationships just get kind of a big mess, right? It can just be a big mess throughout the whole body. A shoulder like this, another one's down here. I put too much weight over there. My head's like this. So the body can be all kinds of messed up. And Taoist practice is all about resetting these relationships. And again, it's not about putting this here and then having it stuck there and then putting the shoulders here and having them stuck here because that's not functional. So function is really important. Position and arrangement of the body needs to follow or support function. So that's why to make corrections through the body with my shoulders, let's say, use that as an example. If I've got shoulders that are off, let's say this is how I sit with my shoulders, or I'm like this. It's not just about saying, oh, get back here. Okay, I did it. Because now they're just stuck here. What we do is we flow through full range movement, right? And we do these shin fa to clear out what's in the way and the bad habits and the bad relationship. And then we get to just relax, right? And so that's the shoulder blades, but we got to do that with the head and neck. We got to do that with the upper spine. We got to do that with the pelvis and the legs. We got to do it with the foot and the ankle and the knee and the hip. So the whole body, when you start to see it as a collection of relationships that are either appropriate and ideal and correct or not. And there's like a million ways to be wrong. This, all this stuff can be wrong. And there's really just one state that is correct, that is flowing clear, that is relaxed and loose but connected. And so everything we do is with that as the goal. That's the North Star, the Holy Grail, is to go from whatever state of disrepair and bad habits and bad relationships between your parts to more aligned, more spacious, more correct, more open. So all that yapping to say Scoot to the front edge of your chair. Tip your pelvis a little forward, chest a little up, chin a little down. Find Zhongjung, central plumbing right down the middle. And then also shoulders. Just let them relax. Now, if your shoulders are usually like this, yeah, maybe you bring them back a little, but then you relax them. Arms, just have the hands resting on your thighs, loose, relaxed. Legs, loose, relaxed. So Zhongjung means central upright or appropriate relationship between every part. Sung means soft, pliable, relaxed. So we want to release and unclench. Chunwon means downward sinking of that which is heavy. So just let heaviness go down, down through the body, through the chair, under the ground. And feel how there's stability to be found when you release the heavy down. And then Qingling means the light and nimble quality in the body that's liberated. Now let's start with the first yin yang practice, which is inhale and exhale. So take your next breath in and expand, open, fill up. Try to get as full as you can. And then when it's time to exhale, out the nose or the mouth, and let that melting in, gently even squeezing in of exhale. And when it's time, inhale again, long, smooth, and full. Hold full. And exhale. All the way empty. Gently squeeze. And again, inhale. And exhale. Let's add movement now. Slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back. Chest up more, chin up more. Now arch your back as much as you can. Look up. And then settle to neutral. Slide your hands forward, past your knees, hollow your chest, round your back, drop your head, and rounding. That's called spinal flexion. And then let's go back to spinal extension. Slide your hands back, elbows, shoulder blades, chest up, chin up, arch. Valuable practice of shape shifting. Shift all the way to the arched position. And then slide your hands forward, rounding, hollowing, drop the head. And then do it again. So do this a few more times at your own rhythm. Inhaling as you arch. And then round. Sorry, I'm just trying to turn my recorder off there. Big arm. And round. So again, neither of these shapes would we want to be stuck in. One isn't right and the other wrong. They're both right. If we are free to move between them, between the spinal rounding and the spinal arching. One more time into the arched back bend. And then just settle to neutral back to where we started. So what you could feel, should feel if you did it, is that you're back to just sitting where we were a moment ago, but something has changed. So it's the same vertical. You might even feel that you're even more centered and upright, but you've wrung out some stiffness, some stagnation through the body. Now let's do it in a different direction. Left hand forward. Your right hand and elbow back. Turn the shoulders, turn the head, twist. And then let's come back to center. And then right hand forward, left hand and elbow back. turn your shoulders, turn your head to the left, and twist. And then let's come back to center nice and smooth. Go to the other side. Left hand forward, right hand and elbow back, shoulders turn right, head turn right, twist. And then back to center. And again to your right. Right hand forward, left hand and elbow back, twist. Center. Now inhale, center. Exhale, twist. If you can coordinate breath and movement now, just adds to the challenge of it, but also adds to the effectiveness of it. And then one more time to your left. So it should be that you've done an even amount on each side. We come back to center and take a moment and just feel, again, if you've done it in earnest, if you've really done the movements, something has changed. You've opened up some space in between the various mechanisms. Let's hang the arms now alongside you. Shift your weight to your right buttock. So notice you can just do from your middle, just a little shift over to the right buttock, and then side bend. Then float that left wrist up, which allows us a little more room to tip. Float the left foot up even, and then let's come back to middle, recalibrate to center. Now shift a little bit over to your left buttock, side bend. Float your right wrist up, right foot up, lean a little more, and then we're back to center. Now, can you make that flow? Shift to the buttock and lean and lift the wrist and foot and dangle and reach your right hand down. And then switch to the other side and switch. So most people have heard of the yin yang symbol, right? That sort of Taoist symbol of the black and the white sort of fish swimming around each other, or some other variation of it. And it's such a simple idea and yet very profound. How do we maintain health? How do we perk up our chi and our life force and keep it robust? Well, it needs to yin and it needs to yang. It needs to left and it needs to right. Let's come back to center. It needs to lift and it needs to lower. Everything needs to do its dual function. Or in a circle, it has to go forward and up, and then it has to go back and down. So to maintain this body, to maintain our chi, is to yin and to yang, right? To do both in balance. Now, shoulder blades. Let's learn the shoulder blades. So we've got the up. So go all the way up. Now, is this wrong? Well, it would be wrong if you got stuck here. But it's also wrong if you never go here. If you never lift up, you never squish the tissue there and wring out the rag. And then when you release, make sure you totally let it go and let it soften and melt. Let's do that twice more. Shrug way up. There's a point at which you're done. There's a finite amount of lift. Marjan, lift your shoulders. Lift them. And then down. It's not a spectator sport, right? Again, lift and lower. So that's the up and the down. Now we have retraction, squeeze them back, release, and then we have the weird one, protraction. Shoulder blades slide apart from each other. So this is a shape that you look at this and go, there's no way that's good for you. It is definitely good for you to go into this shape and then leave this shape and then go into this shape, right? Wouldn't want to get stuck here walking around all day, but we do want to be able to make that shape. And then this shape. And then neutral. And then the back retraction. And neutral. Now we put it together. We go protract and lift. Then we go retract and down and loose. Forward and up, back and down. Neutral. Again, forward and up and back and down and forward and up, back and down, forward and up. So this full yin yang of the scapula, shoulders, arms, and chest, none of these positions is the quote unquote right position. There isn't a right position. There's a state of soft, pliable, functional. Song is the term. Song. Now reverse. We go back and up and forward and down and neutral. Back and up and forward and down. So our daily practice is very similar to flossing our teeth. Why do we floss our teeth? Because there's accumulated residue in the spaces between our teeth. Flossing our teeth is pretty simple, actually, compared to this human body with all of its beautiful, functioning, spiraling, circular wheels and movable parts. So the more parts there are, the more spaces, the more room for residue to build up. So that's why we have to have a robust practice to take care of this body. Now, next exercise. Bring your feet together. You're going to fold a little forward from the hips. Float your arms forward. Touch the backs of hands together and reach your arms forward. Now notice I didn't lift them up. I reached them forward. And then sweep them out in a big circle, tip back, and sweep them around and in behind you. And then we finish in neutral. So that's a yin yang. Together, forward, out, and then around, behind, and in. And they finish in neutral. So again, forward, out, around, and in. Now we take that and go a step further. Go together, forward, and up. Now go out, back behind you a little, palms face forward, slide, and neutral. Forward and up, out, back, and down. One more just like that. And now finally, full range, whatever that range is appropriate for you. But it's possible that you go up, 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 and way out, down. Now, importantly here, notice my arms are not cranked back like that. They're just a little bit back. So there's a point at which if I try to go too far back, I start to sort of injure the body a little bit. So there's a happy place, a slide right down. But all this range exists out here. So forward, all of this range. But then in terms of behind the body, we don't go cranking the arms back there. We just find this path. And then it's together and up and big. Open. Down. Let's do those 3 levels in the reverse direction. So go a little behind and out, but stay low, around in front and together. Right back to neutral. And remember the Holy Grail. The North Star of the practice is looser, relaxed, hydraulics rather than tension, soft, fluid movement Let's go back, out, now up. Cross it around chest, shoulder level together. Down. Under, back, and up. Or out and up. And then together. Down. One more at that middle level. And we're just liberating the movable parts. Let's go full range. We go back, out, up, way up and over, together and down in front, way down. Two more like that, full range. Way back, forward, back, out and up, and forward and down. Great job, everybody. And neutral. All right, now scoot a little bit back on your chair, extra back. And we do a little leg work to loosen up from hips down through the legs. So lift your right knee up, gently grab with your hands, pull that knee a little closer to your chest and flex the foot. So now you got this loaded leg. Now push. And then reload it. And then set that foot down. That's one. We'll do it on the other side. Load. So you lift, use the hands to go a little further up and in, flex the foot a little bit, and then it's push, full extend, right? All the way. Then bring it up and in, down. Let's alternate back and forth a few times. So right knee, load, push, load, set it down. Left leg, load, push, load, down, and switch. Push, load, down. The hands help us make sure we get full range of movement. Now let's try no hands, just the brain. Load, push, load, down. Switch. Load, push, load, down. One more each leg. And down. Now, right leg, your right leg, extend. Point the foot, flex the foot. Point and flex. Second move of the foot, tilt the foot in, out. Tilt, tilt. Right? We see yin-yangs everywhere. To every in, there's an out, right? Now a circle. Circle's a yin-yang. There's an in and point. There's an out and flex. And then we're back to where we started. In, point, out, flex. In, point. So every part of the body is a yin-yang. Something to be cultivated and maintained. Let's reverse. Out, point, in, flex. Circle. And down. Other leg. Point and flex. So we're just developing appropriate, ideal relationship between the parts. Right? And then a little tilt in and tilt out. And this idea of the correct relationship applies to human relationships also, right? Not stuck together, but not yanked apart. Let's go ahead and circle. They call it dynamic separation. Dynamic separation. So there's space for function. Let's go the other way. Circle. Circle. So each circle, what I'm really cultivating is space. Space in between the parts. And down. Now scoot forward again, back to where we started. You're sitting at the front edge. upright body. Hang your arms loose. Softly fold at the elbows. This little set of movements. We go out and further. Down, around, and touch. Down, out and up. Down, around, and touch. Make sure those elbows touch. Down, out, and up. Because again, what happens here is this torso gets sort of stuck. And so we go, oh, I can't touch my elbows. But then if you soften the middle and you open the back, you can touch them together. Right? Now we go elbows back, elbows down, the hands are here, elbows forward, the hands get here, and then it's possible you can go elbows up, all the way up, and the hands end up somewhat down your back. And then let's go forward, down, back, down, forward, possibly up. Two more. So this is a whole range, but it doesn't go any further than that, right? There's an end, it's finite. And the same thing here, we go all the way, and then that's the end. That's the end of that movement. It doesn't go further. So we maintain the structures, tissues, joints, and function by just moving through the Shenfa, the body mechanism method. Now elbows out, left hand high, right hand low, cross. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Wrap around your body. And then elbows float out to the side. Right hand high, left hand low. Cross, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Around the body. Now, so this is all open. When you cross, if you stay open and stuck, you can't go any further. But if you hollow and close the front, you can get all the way around. And the back opens. And then we open and then switch. And the front softly closes and hollows the back open. And then out. Elbows down, arms out in front, palms facing up. We turn the palms down and up. This functional movement of pronation and supination of your forearms. Find that little roll, that smooth roll that eventually is, if you're loose enough and precise enough, you can really get it going. You can create a lot of speed there without rushing. And we're back to here. Now, kind of a strange one. Open. So this creates this direction, opening and unfolding, and then come back to neutral. Now, elbows way out and around, hollowing from the shoulders. Hollowing, this is closing and folding and spiraling internal. And then neutral. Opening and unfolding and externally rotating. And then neutral. And then elbows way out and around. Way out and around. You got to go for it. And two more. So this one most people understand because it's kind of obvious, like, oh yes, be open, be arched, yay. But this is the one that people don't. People are sort of stuck here, but they actually need to go further into that hollow, rounded place so as to then be able to freely blossom from that shape, right? To yin and yang. So we got to completely go there as well. And then final time, open. Go all the way to that open position. Step your feet wider. Let's go left hand up over the rainbow. Now we side lean, turn, and close. Palm on palm. Then all the way back to center. Right hand up, over, palms together, and center. So shape shifting, shape changing, right? We're creating these interesting arrangements of our parts to pull the different parts away from each other, to free them from each other, but also to create a proper relationship where they're not stuck, but they're not ripped apart. They're communicating. They're appropriate. Now we're back to middle, both arms way up, over top, cross one wrist above the other, turn your palms down, fall the arms right between, and release. Cross, lift, open, out to the side. We're open, unfolded, and externally rotated. Then we come over top. Now we're closing, folding, and internally rotated by the time we get here. And again, cross, natural inhale, and natural exhale. Shape shift. Change your shape. And then change your shape back. All to then produce, let's come back to here, a comfortable neutral that's not stuck in neutral, but space and flow and freedom of movement and proper relationships everywhere. Now, wrists and hands, right? We did our feet and ankles, wrists and hands. So this little circle. Turn your palms up, fold over top from the wrist, roll through, turn palms up. Over, under, on your way up, turn the palm so you can go again. Circle and go again. Circle, turn palms, go again. And again. And again. And again. And reverse. Come under, circle up and over, turn your palms down. Under, over, turn palms down. Under, over, palms, under, over, palms, under, over, circle, circle, circle. And face your palms forward. Now spread, and then just bring all the fingers back together. So it's like a shutter, opening and closing. Close. Open. Close. Now, open and keep them open and claw to a fist. All the way to a fist, Sarah. Yeah. And then open. So this is a claw finger into a fist. Open. Claw, tiger claw into a fist. Claw to a fist. Now the bird beak, thumb touch pinky, other three fingers also. So all the fingers come together. Bend down. And then release and bend back. Together, bend down. Release, bend back. Together and down. Release and back. Down and back. And then just hang your wrists, shake them. And then this move, like we did earlier. And alrighty, one more time with the legs. So make sure you scoot it to the front edge of your chair. Bring your feet together. The swivel steps. Lift your right toes up, turning on the heel, external rotation. Now leave your toe where it is, lift the heel, heel out, knee in, internal rotation. Leave the heel where it is, lift the toe, toe and knee out, external rotation. Then lift the heel, heel out, knee in, internal. And then one more time, toe and knee turning out. Now we walk it in. Toe and knee in, 1. Heel in, knee out, 2. Toe and knee in, 3. Heel in, knee out, 4. And then toe and knee in together. Let's do that again, same leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other leg, lift the left toes. Toe and knee out. 1. Toe stays where it is. The heel goes out. The knee and thigh turn in. Then the toe and knee and thigh turn out. Heel goes out. Knee and thigh turn in. And then one more time, toe and knee out. And then walk it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And out. 1, 2. Turning from the hip, turning from the hip, turning from the hip, the leg bone in the hip socket, from the hip, internal rotation, external, internal, external, together. Now both at the same time. External, lift the heels, heels go out, knees fall in, internal, and then toes and knees out, external. Then we go in, 1, 2, together, and out, 1, 2, 3, and in, 1, 2, 3. Feet hip distance. Hands softly on the thighs. Fold from your hips, hinging. Folding in half, opening buttocks and lower back, and then sit up tall, and then tip back, and sit up tall. Now, what we add to that, turn your fingers in, your elbows out and around as you fold from the hips. And then sit up tall, turn your arms to neutral. And then from your hips, tip back. And again, sit up. Fold from the hips, turn fingers in, elbows out and around, fold. And up. And then tip back. And up. Let's do that twice more. Back. Once more. And neutral. And then one more thing with the arms and shoulders. So we float our arms out, turn the arms, palms up, reach the arms up, lift the chest a little, head a little, look up. Now reach your right arm higher. And so that's possible because the shoulder blade does what's called upward rotation, and then just settle that shoulder blade back down and reach the other arm. An extra inch or so. Reach. And then just soften that shoulder blade. And then the other arm. Reach. And soften. And then the other arm. Reach. And soften. Right. Reach. Left. Reach. And then both at the same time, reach. Way up. And then float your arms way out. All the way down. Loose and relaxed. Hands on your thighs. Now, head and neck relationship. So if you nod your head yes, you're moving from where your skull meets your upper spine. Your upper spine has 7 vertebrae in it. And most of the time as we age, the neck vertebra gets stuck more forward. And then the head is very limited to what it can do. So it's important that we don't allow that sloping of the upper spine if we can help it. So that's what this next exercise is for. So head down, but also neck down as much as you can. Now on the way up, neck back. So we go neck, more neck, more neck. You can see with my body, I've just moved my whole cervical spine back, and I haven't even moved my skull yet. And then once I'm all the way back, then chin up, head back. Now, On the way down, head down, followed by the neck. On the way up, go neck first, as far as you can go, and then the head. On the way down, head first, followed by the neck. On the way back, neck first, followed by the head. One more. So you're blazing the pathways open. It's a jailbreak, right? That's the idea here, is that you're in a bit of a prison, you and everyone else. We all are, especially if we let our body sort of become rigid and stuck. After you finish that last one, head back, then just settle to neutral, a nice liberated neutral. And then let's turn the head to the right, go as far as you can, and then relax and turn the head back to the left. Add a little extra something, something, turn as far as you can, and then relax and back to the right. Go a little further, and then back, nice and relaxed. Turn and look to the left. Let's do it again. Two more each way. Don't be in any rush whatsoever. Just taking your time. Last one. Then we're back to center. Now, those strange one, chin forward. Then chin back, and then head way back. Now, as I go back, sometimes what people think happens is the head goes up, chin up, but very specifically, keep your chin down and go straight back. And that opens up this whole area here in the back of your neck and head. And then forward, chin forward, and then back, and then way back. Neutral, forward, back, way back, and neutral. Let's try that one more time. Forward, stick your chin out, and then back, way back, and neutral. Now, side, middle, side, middle, side, middle, side, middle. A few more. Side, middle, side, and middle. One more each way. Now back to center. And the final one is the circle, but more specifically, it's a spiral, starting small and getting larger. So how we do that, tip a little bit to your right, chin up, head back. Then from there, tip to the left, chin down, head forward. Then to your right and back, to your left and forward. Continue and let the size of the circle grow if appropriate. But what's important is the fullness or wholeness of it, not the size, but the fact that it is in fact a circle. So you're not skipping over the spots where your tissue is stuck, where you have plaque. So you're just flossing your teeth. You're just cleaning out the residue buildup. You're threading silk through your channels. That's actually one of the poetic images they use is chansu, or silk reeling. You're reeling silk. On this last one, all the way around, keep going until you hang your head in front of you, totally loose. Float your head straight up like it's being floated up by a string out of the crown. And then let's go the other way. Tip left and back, right and forward. Left and back, right and forward. Continue. Couple more. Now, Mark Sullivan, one thing I think I see you doing is you're doing this with your body instead of the head, right? The head going back as opposed to my body going back. My body goes back. My head didn't really do anything. My head. There you go. That's better. Better. And then we finished with the head just hanging down in front. Float the head up. Now we've created or cultivated proper relationships. Just kind of go over in your mind. What did we do? We rounded an arch. We twisted. We leaned sideways. We did scapular movement in both directions. We did arm circles through their whole range, right? We did some leg movements, extend and bend. We did foot movements. We did some strange movements, right? We did hip hinging. We did neck movements. We did wrists. So everything should be a little more appropriate, a little looser, more relaxed. Now let's put it into action. So we slide our feet back a little. Now you can see my center of gravity here, here is connected down here. So if I try to stand up, I fall back down. So in order to stand, I have to get this center above my new base. So that's why we fold and go forward. Now I've achieved center down over the feet. So then when I stand up, it's really not a problem. When sitting down, the mistake many people make is they fall back because they go, oh, the chair's behind me. And so they're already back and kind of falling when they go and do it, as opposed to we stay in our feet. We fold, we sink and we fold. We still haven't gotten out of our feet yet. So we get the butt as low as possible, maybe even touching the chair, but my weight is still here. And then I commit to here. So now my feet are empty. The chair is taking the weight. Now to stand up, it's not up, it's soft fold, spill the weight forward. Now I stand up. So if you do it Tai Chi style, it shouldn't be any effort. It's just flowing. It's liquid. Same thing, sitting down. It's not like tightening up the body. In fact, if I tighten up, I'm just making life way more difficult. Versus be relaxed, fold, sink down, plug into the chair. So this is Tai Chi. It's just saying, stop working so hard. You're getting in your own way. Fold, rise, and then fold, sink. So to the degree that your joints and tissue are loose and fluid, that's the degree that you can operate in the hydraulic state, in the loose state. Let's stand up. Now, don't sit in your chair. We do this like a squat. Functionally, I drop my glasses, I drop my pencil, I drop something on the ground. Well, then I fold and I sink, get low to the ground, touch the earth, grab the pencil or whatever it is, and then just stand back up. So my stability comes not from holding, but from being so relaxed. The weight is underneath, and the weight stays underneath as I fold and then unfold. All right, so continue. Fold and unfold. So this is the meaning of song in Tai Chi practice. The meaning of real strength is softness, not strength of muscle. That doesn't mean we want atrophied muscles. Yes, we want muscles, but we don't want them stuck. Then we're stuck. So it's loose. Just loose, fluid movement. And then we're going to finish today with a little just basic Tai Chi. So, rising hands. Just float the hands up. Notice that you can do that. You don't have to work too hard. And float the hands down. That's called rising hands. So just the basics of Tai Chi. Tai Chi is every movement you could possibly do. There's endless forms to learn. There's endless movement opportunities and options. But we just want to really get this feeling of effortless, effortless. Now scoop the hands in front. Crane opens wings. Effortless. Right? You might even start to allow, if you're relaxed enough, there's a bit of a rise, almost like I'm straightening, locking my legs on the way up, and then there's this little sink through the legs. It's rise and the sink. Sink chi to belly. Wing. Turn your arms, palms up, roll, fold. And then down. So important part here is that the shoulders don't really move. We've made space, right? Space everywhere. And then turn your palms up and don't come in with the shoulders. Just soft fold of the elbows. The hands fall right into that space. Good. And then down. So that shows up a lot in more complicated movements. This wing, roll, fold. And down. Now, the complementary movement to that, backs of hands touch, come up, and then turn your palms forward, go up and out. And then wings. Just loose and relaxed. Backs of hands touch, the geyser flows up and out. Right, a yin and a yang. Down under and closed. Then a lifting up over top and out. And down. Now, wings. Turn your right hand palm up. As that folds over like we did earlier, the left hand sweeps under like the crane wing, and now we're at the top and the bottom of the midline. And then like two magnets attract, bring them towards. Then two magnets repel away. And then the right hand goes out over top as the left arm wings. They arrive at the wing position. Now left hand palm up. We go over and under. Two magnets attract. They repel. Then around. Over and under. Towards the middle. It's called embracing the moon. Sort of big round movement. And this shows up all over the place in Tai Chi during transitions. And around, out to the wings, down. Scoop, come up to chest level. Elbows pull back. Turn your palms forward. Now, when we Tai Chi push, a lot of times when I say push, people bend and really like tighten up here. Think more like you're a wave going up the shore, emerging out through the fingertips. Get full extension, and then turn and draw back and get all the way back. Turn, push, full extend. Turn the hands, draw. All the way back. Turn hands, push. Full extend. Turn hands, draw. And back. Now, turn just your left hand ready for push. Extend the left hand. So as you fully extend the left hand, just hold that for a moment. Notice your midline You've probably rotated slightly. You want to let that rotation happen. Then turn your left hand to face the body, right hand face forward. One push, one draw. Allow that subtle rotation down the midline. Turn the right hand to face the body, left hand face forward. One push and a draw. Now simultaneously reorient the hands and then one push, one draw. And then reorient the hands, push and draw. Reorient the hands, push and draw. Now both hands back, down. So keep an eye on, or keep in mind on that center line and the fact that it can turn, a turnable midline. Now we add to it. From this middle, shift over to your right leg more, turn the body slightly and float the hands over to the right. Now we're ready to do the bear washing paws in the stream. So we wouldn't want to go hands first, then turn the body, then shift. That'd be very awkward. Naturally, we want to go leg shift, turn the body, then the hands. Now the hands get all the way over here. We're ready to do it the other way. Turn the hands around so both palms face your right. And then we go leg, body, hands. All the way across. Turn the hands. We go leg, body, hand. Turn. Leg, body, hands. Turn. Leg, body, hands. The bear washing paws in the stream. Leg, body, hands. Now, right arm floats up to chest level. Turn left palm to face back to the right. We go leg, body, hands, brush knee, and swat the jumping fish. Now, the right hand goes down as the left arm comes up. We're ready to go the other way. Leg, body, hands, brush knee, and swat. Then left hand goes down, right arm comes up. We go leg, body, hand. Arms switch. And then we go leg, body, and they switch. And then leg, body, hand. Go for a little higher jumping fish. So this hand goes higher and comes all the way down as the other hand goes higher. And we're still just turning from that middle pivot. From the middle, we're changing leg, we're turning, and that's casting the arms. And then we're shifting and turning. Now, stay in your left leg. Go left arm, wing, roll, fold. Make sure your right hand has gotten low enough so it's down in the water. Then we go shift leg, turn body. This is brush knee and push. Full extend. Now the push hand goes down, dips in the water as the other arm goes wing, roll, fold. And make sure your weight is still in your right leg and that you're still turned to the right. Then we're ready to go. Shift, turn, brush knee, push. Now simultaneous as the right hand goes down, left arm, wing, roll, fold. Now everyone's on the bus. We're ready to go. And shift, turn, brush knee, and push. Flow, 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 all the way to the end. Left hand comes down, right arm, wing, roll, fold. And we're ready to go back. Shift, turn, brush knee, push. Full extend. Right hand comes down, left arm, wing, roll, fold, and catch the wave. Keep your middle, but fully liberate the limbs. So that again, we have stability from our middle, but not stability because we're stuck or held, but rather paradoxically, because we have total freedom of movement, we have foldability and extendability. And then we have refold and return, and then coming through and extend. And then let's wash, wash, settle, and then wing, roll, fold. This closing gesture, shogun, closing gesture. Hands come down right to the belly. The belly button straight in from there, in general, is where our middle reservoir is. It's where, when we rest well, our body restores our chi, or so they say, right? And I would say they are correct. The more you practice these things, the more you go, oh, they were onto it. They understood, right? And so this arranging around our middle. Let's do that one more time. We we've sent all our chi out to play. We've moved all these parts. And so here we're saying, okay, we don't want to just exhaust ourselves. We return to the nest. And then to finish the practice completely, you take the center palm point right over top of the navel, right? My belly button's right there, so I'm sealing. And then the center palm here over the back side there, seal. And done. All righty. Thank you so much, everybody. Great job. If there are questions, thoughts, insights, anything at all, feel free to share. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Gwen, I think today was your first day. If you have any thoughts or questions, please feel free. You'd have to unmute first. I can't hear.
It was my first day, yes, and I really enjoyed that. That was
Yeah,
good.
you did that quite well. You
I,
did that quite well.
Years ago, I did some Tai Chi, so some of that feels familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's so nice, right? I mean, it's just such a, it's freeing potentially. If
Pretend, right. Hard not to grip a little bit.
I know. We all do it. So
So you were recording this session. Are those recordings available for
yeah, they
practice
are.
for us?
That I believe they're available through the PDactive newsletter that gets sent out. I think you're signed up with PDactive. That's probably how you found us here.
Yeah,
So if you're signed up there, you get this newsletter that just, I think, keeps you up to date. And then also down in a certain section about this class, there's a clickable thing that says, the classes are recorded here or something like that. And then you click that and they're available. So there's many, many of them. So, that can be daunting, but it's also, just kind of go and open one up and do a class and see what you think.
great. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
Thanks a lot, Otto. Good way to end the
Thanks,
week.
Mark. Yeah. Have a great weekend and I'll see you all next time.
Thank you.
Bye.